live, in person. We made it. Welcome in, guys. How is your Sunday going? It's good to be back in the kitchen today. I don't know if anyone was around for our short and sweet, let's say, farmers market exploring stream yesterday. That was so fun. And I just want to say, for those of you that were around yesterday watching, literally the moment that we got in the car after we ended stream, it started raining. So we couldn't have timed it out better. Like, seriously hilarious. I was like, no way. So that was definitely a success for sure. Okay, we had Kermit coming in first thing, starting the stream off with the wonderful subby song that we all love so much. 37 months with Kermit's hoodie. Thank you very much, my people, for being part of the kitchen crew. The time just goes by so fast. We seriously, like, now you're over 3 years. We have people coming up to 6 years. It's wild, guys. Bonk, thanks for being first today as well. Hello, Gangster from ML9. Or sorry, Gangster from L9. We got Titan. We got Greek with us. We got Yet It Is. Hi, friends. It's good to be back. Nature just couldn't hold it much longer, but it waited till we were done. It was very considerate, right? How mindful. Here we go again. Very mindful. See how nature didn't rain on us while we were streaming? Very mindful. Okay. Don't know if you guys saw, but we have wonderful, it's actually this way for me, opposite way. We have a fun month of HelloFresh sponsored streams coming up. We will be doing, I would say, 1 stream per week for the next 4 weeks. If that makes sense, do not say the other word associated with it. I didn't go into it, Vong. I know we're probably all sick of that little trend that was going around this week. But yes, this stream and the next month is going to be so kindly sponsored by HelloFresh. So I thought that we would cook a meal together today that looks absolutely delicious. Something that I would honestly not expect from a meal delivery company, let's say. So very excited to see how this turns out today. All the food looked amazing when I unpacked it yesterday from the box. Bonk, no, most people have no idea what it actually means. Okay, and then we'll also get into it since Bonk is posting our link there. So I did ask, because some of you guys asked for universal or world global codes for HelloFresh to save on boxes, but unfortunately that was not part of this sponsored set of streams. But hopefully in the future we'll keep bugging them, because I did hear from I think it was Scoots said that she watches some other Canadians that have also asked for global codes for their viewers, since everyone keeps asking. So maybe eventually they'll make a universal code for everyone. But for right now, it's just for Canadians. And yeah, guys, this is a pretty amazing deal. Like 20 free meals in this economy, in this day and age, plus free shipping on your first box, which I think is important because food is heavy when you ship it. So I don't know how much that would cost you guys, but definitely you're saving a lot. So let me know if you use this code and let us know what meals you end up picking if you do. And it does help us out a little bit too if you do that, so thank you very much. And also feel free to ask away any questions if you have anything like that going forward for HelloFresh. Okay, so one thing I really like about HelloFresh is when they send you all of your food, they also send you recipe cards, which if you guys have been around in our stream before, thanks, Annie. Can't even do my intro, but thank you very much for the 5 gifted subs starting today. This is what we're making. It looks so good. I don't want to talk over the alerts, so I just usually let it go. We are chilling with our homies. Plus, we know that we're in a good spot. Now that we've heard the sub song, we are good to go. And thank you, Annie. As well as Hi Nightwalker rolling in, guys. Better late than never. Hope you're having a good weekend, too. Thanks for gifting the 5 subs to our channel. And just a reminder, friends, those of you who do like to gift subs, there is September coming up. So maybe save your money for then so you don't have to spend as much, just saying. But let's welcome into the community Starbell, Rob with 2 Bs. I like that. Vardia 143, Savage Odd, and Gunther Smash 69. This will be a super short stream if you're doing a HelloFresh. I would say let's see how it goes, Greek. We also have to taste our pies with ice cream. Samo went and got ice cream this morning. But we also do know that on Sundays here on our channel, we like to keep it quick and easy Sunday. So typically 3 hours or less, but for the most part, it's a 2 hour or less. So I think it works out perfect, really, right? Okay, Annie, thank you for starting off our stream with our subs. We are now 6 out of 10, over halfway of our goal for the day. Before we got our gifted subs, I was talking about how awesome all of these recipe cards are that HelloFresh sends. So this is what we're making today. Grilled corn-tastic jumbo shrimp and tortellini tango with heirloom tomatoes. So as we can see, I'm just going to switch the view of this. I don't like how the lighting is on that camera. So I chose a farmer's market sort of category meal for this. So that's where the corn and the heirloom tomatoes come in, right? Because those aren't really typical things. And then it does say, okay, 35 minutes to complete it. And then if we go back to this side, it shows you all of your ingredients and everything that you're gonna need. So they even send you like wooden skewers to go with everything. And then obviously we saw there's no feta cheese to go with it. We're so sad. Misha's so sad she's not even gonna be around. Oh, I didn't see that, Annie. Yeah, so they give you gram amounts and then also the sizes. So then if I do this, guys, recipe, it actually pulls up this same recipe online. So if you're like me, don't like to keep like a ton of paper and stuff around all the time, having the ability to go back and reference the recipe online, let's say even at a later date, if you're like, yo, that meal was super good, I would just like go to the store and buy all the ingredients so that I can make it again another time for myself. You could do that too. Wait for the stuff to go on sale and then you save a little bit of money that way. It's pretty awesome. Luna, hello, welcome in. She says, I've used HelloFresh many times in the past and I always save the recipe cards because you can remake it. Isn't it the best part? Like just the photo, so you even know how it should look when you're done cooking it, because I think that's one of the hardest things, right? If you are someone that's not super familiar with cooking, it can be really like scary and daunting. If you're just given an ingredient list and instructions, it's up to your imagination for it to come out, right? So you still have a bunch of recipe cards from your meal kit that you've used before as well, Bonk. The production quality is excellent. It is, and I would say it's gotten better since, let's say, even just our last sponsored stream from them. And then, yeah, if we flip it over, all of your instructions are on the back. You do typically, I would say, need a couple pantry items, like your staples, oil or some kind of cooking fat, and then salt and pepper. But for the most part, they will supply you with all of your spices as well that you're gonna need. They'll make their own spice mixes. You even see here that we got pine nuts in our kit for this today. I'm excited, friends. You guys want to see some of the other ones that I picked for this upcoming week? As I was going through the menu, let's say, to pick the meals for the box, everything looks really good. Like, they really gotten a good grip of what people like to eat, like the smoky cheeseburgers with wedges. You can't go wrong with that. Also, this morning we picked our next week of meals too, guys, and there's some really good ones. This one's super easy. Carb Smart Southwest Beef and Veggie Bowl. So there might not even be any carbs at all in there. There's potato and cauliflower instead of like a rice option. I like that. Cheesy pork quesadillas, easy peasy. And then lastly, kind of a more fancy meal too, harissa honey pork chops with herby couscous, pilaf, and then a lemon sauce. That's it, guys. Inspire you for the week. Maybe this will also inspire me to cook for my clients. I still gotta make a menu for them for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Okay, typically on streams, you guys know the deal. We would reference the recipes that I linked and found for us to cook from, and then I would make a prep list for basically this, what they have on the back side, a checklist, so that we don't forget any ingredients and cooking steps along the way. So since we already have this ready to go, we're just gonna reference it. I think that'll be the most fun way to cook it today, is just follow it to a T and see how it goes. And we did get, so we got 5 meals for 4 people, because I like to cook so that maybe there's 1 or 2 portions of leftovers for the next day. So I'll always get a little bit extra portions for us. You're working on the geology course materials today. Fun. Is school actually start tomorrow, Annie? That was so quick. Okay, and then let's also get out our bag. Unpack all the ingredients together. The way that they sent everything this time was a little bit different. So they had all of our like portioned paper bags labeled on the top layer of the box. So this is how it comes. And then they had a layer of just thin cardboard, and then underneath was all of the protein portions as well as the condiments like in a bag. So I'll show you that. So I thought that was smart. So all of the like cheese and different stuff came in this. The one thing that I would totally love for someone to come up with these meal prep kits is like more of a compostable option for all of this plastic. I don't know how we would make it happen. Also just gonna flip this over to see what we need.
Ontario, you can recycle all that.
Yeah, so we need our crumbled goat cheese, so let's pick that out. Sambo says in Ontario you could recycle all of this. I think that's it. The rest is just sour cream and cheddar cheese for some of our other like Mexican dishes. Okay. You just finished your first 3 weeks with students. You've already been back for 4. That's crazy. Like some of the kids here aren't even in school yet. Yeah, Luna's in the swing of things. That's crazy. Okay, and then also, I never really paid attention to this before, but on the back of the bag, it also says what should be inside of this. So as you unpack it, just kind of go through the checklist to make sure that you're not missing anything. And I really like that they always list all of the ingredients just in case you do have allergies or you have people in the family with allergies. A lot safer to cook that way for everyone. There's our nice heirloom tomatoes. Pine nuts. There's a lot of pesto in here. Ah! Ah! 4 big containers of pesto, guys. I don't even know if we'll use all of those today, but I guess we got bonus pesto in that case then. And then, yeah, I usually just fold up the paper bag and we can at least recycle that. I'm gonna keep 2 of the pestos out and the other 2 I'm gonna put back in the fridge just so they can stay fresh for now. Okay. What's our first things first here? And then the shrimp are in the fridge too. I would say probably until we need them. Keep them nice and cool. Nexio, thanks for the follow, friend. Welcome in. How are you doing? Okay, they say before starting, prep-wise, we want to wash and dry all of the produce. And then we will also, this meal is for the grill, as we can see, guys. Also says there on the grill. So like when you choose it, you know that you're going to be grilling it. So we're just going to do it in the cast iron grill pan. So I don't need to preheat the grill yet. We're just going to do it on the stove top. And then it says the first thing we're gonna do is husk our corn and prep a pot of water for the corn. That's easy enough. And then I think as we go through this, I'll just kind of check off with my pen on the side. We'll get it all prepped and ready. And then we still have pie tasting today. I'm gonna put this over here. Samo says pie tasting sooner than later. Okay, we can do that then. Let me wash these up. Love that colorful tomato. Everything looks really nice, guys. Really fresh. I'm just gonna wash it in here and then drain the water out. And even the corn cobs that came in yesterday were nice. I gotta go grab those out of the fridge still. Dun, 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 dun. Shake all the water out. Check. Wash and dry the produce. We can leave the pine nuts out. What is with these 2 little bags of basil? Maybe one's for garnish and one's just regular to use? I don't know. Well, we'll put that on the side. The cheese, let's keep in the fridge for now as well. So we got cheese, tortellini, and shrimp in the fridge. And then this looks good. And I will say, like, if I ever have extra of these little spice packs, I will keep them and use them to season, like, roasted veggies and stuff. So this is called a zesty garlic blend. I don't know what that's gonna be for. That's gonna go into the shrimp to marinade. Yum. Okay, we'll put that to the side with the skewers then, because that's gonna go together. First other thing I'll do before we get into the pies, we're just gonna shuck and prep our corn. That's how the corn came. I did see this one, like they had it stacked on the ice packs. So I'm glad that I was home right away to unpack the box so we didn't freeze the fresh corn, but let's see how it is. Nice, it's a peaches and cream as well. And then usually I'll just rinse off most of these corn hairs to get it clean. There's a little boo-boo here or a bit dried out, but otherwise it looks really nice. And I think we'll just be cutting the kernels off of here. Do the next one. Nice corny. Bigger cobs than what we have in the grocery store right now. Look at this one though. Sometimes stuff can get a little bit bruised, right? Depending on how it travels, how it's stacked together. And that happens in the regular grocery store too, though, I saw. I would say as long as it's not like moldy, you're okay. You are a-okay. So now we'll rinse those under some cold water just to get these hairs off. The kernels are really plump though. I know I said that we would prep the pot of water for the corn, but it's probably for the tortellini, actually. I might even make this for my clients this week. I bought tortellini. There was 2 for 1 on sale and just put it in the freezer for them. So I might actually make this coming up this week, guys.
Oh,
Inspired by HelloFresh.
Packets are $10 off a package. Strip loins are $40 off a package. It's actually a pretty good deal.
40 bucks off. That's good. We'll just dry these. Give him a little shimmy and a roll. I'm sorry, but this is a 5-minute ad break. What is going on here? I'm just asking for myself as the streamer who didn't set those settings.
I'll check with your settings, Sarah.
Thanks. Okay. Now we are prepped, guys. Are you coming over, Sambo?
Or
The pie tasting, you silly.
yeah. Well, you can taste it. Please.
That's interesting, Bonk. They've been out vacationing. How fancy. How fancy. Zanto the Zando? Welcome. Welcome in. Thank you for the follow today. How are you doing? Okay, so we made these pies last, or just this past Friday, I should say rather. Not last Friday. We didn't have any ice cream in the house. So today we're gonna taste pie with some ice cream instead. I think I want this one. Looks like so dang perfect. And this was a request from one of our community members. It's been here a long time. She said, we need some peach pie in our lives. And I said, okay, that sounds good to me. But I truly think this is gonna be amazing once we add the ice cream. One other thing I am gonna do is I wanna show you guys like a cut in half. A reveal. What's everyone's favorite flavor of fruit pies? So then usually these are really easy to take out of the little tin too. This one looks a little bit bunged up, but I think we'll be okay. Just go careful around the edge. Peach is your favorite fruit pie? Well, how perfect is that then? So that's how that comes out. Bonk's a triple berry, or what is it called sometimes? Boysenberry or bumbleberry? That's how the bottom turned out, really nice and golden. I'm gonna use a serrated knife just to slice it in half. Just gonna grab a little cutting board. You know, put peach juices all over there. Strawberry rhubarb, a very good one too. Cherry. It's hard to choose a favorite. I mean, apple's always a very traditional kind of fruit pie. There's so many. Ah! Don't break the crust. There we go. Nice clean cut. And I will say that these pies today did not turn out that sweet. Not overly sweet at all. I think in the future, next time I make this recipe, I'm gonna put some honey inside. But look at that. Like how the peach juice turns like kind of pink from when it gets rosy and ripe. But just wow. That side too. Good crust layers, nothing soggy, right? Okay. Now, can we scoop the ice cream that we got for this today, guys? Soft serve from Costco. Because I simply do not have room in the freezer for literally anything else at this moment. We bought a lot of meat last week, and now the freezer is stuffed full of meats while Sam's home. You like your peach pies on the tart side? Me too, right? I was worried it would be too sweet, so I'm happy how it turned out. Let's see how this scoops. It scooped good. It scooped really good. That's for Sambo. I'm probably gonna have a couple bites and then I'll have to take my ice cream off or just tell Samo to eat it and then I'll re-scoop later on. But I'm not gonna be munching the pie during our sponsored stream. But we'll definitely have a taste all together. Okay, it's ready. Just gonna transfer it onto your plate. Peach pie, worth the labor of love. This half is bigger, I think, guys. That's for Samo. Yum. Everyone say thanks, Cameras, for requesting this one.
Cameras.
And now who's gonna make some peach pie? Coming on up. We're definitely going in with some ice cream for the first bite, guys. Look at how that cuts. Mmm. That's all it needed. Straight up. I was like, I think this is missing something. It literally just needed ice cream, guys. Mmm. Just that bit of sweetness and creaminess. Like, brings out more of the flavor. The floral flavor of the peach. Okay? But that's also why I said I would probably put a little bit of honey mixed in with the sugar for the filling. With the peaches. No?
Don't make it too sweet with ice cream.
Sambo says it would make it too sweet. I don't know. I guess you'd have to try and find out. Kimmers. Why you do this to us? Perfectly tart. You're gonna eat that? What, put it back in the cup? Half of one of these pies is such a perfect portion too. You gotta clean that off. He says, chat. Into the fridgely. Okay, my dear. Excuse me. Excuse me, you're free. Okay, guys, let us reference, now that we're filled up with peach pie and ice cream, a couple little bite cheese. Looks like he's in heaven, I'm pretty sure. He can't even say words anymore. Okay, we're gonna fill a big pot with water and we're gonna season the water for the pasta. Mr. Nobody, thanks for the follow. Welcome. And then I guess since we got the water pot for the pasta, we could take it out as well. So this is what they send us. For 4 people, 700 grams of 3 cheese tortellini. Ricotta, Parmesan, and Romano is the cheeses. So those will get boiled on up. Prep the pasta pot.
Perfect.
This sink needs some WD-40? Or what? Oh, thanks, Michael, for the squeakiness of this. The tap when you switch it around. Oh my gosh. What's wrong with you? Abby? Like you're going through a syllabus that you've already made? And you haven't updated some of the pages since 2009? That's the year I graduated high school. What the heck? Oh, 09. Cookie, welcome. I was wondering if we were gonna see you today. Thanks for posting your really nice photos in Discord of your walk. Okay, let's get some salt into this. And then we'll just cover it, put it on the stove top for now. It's ready to go. I know, I woke up today and the sun was actually shining. Brought some life back into me.
The sun was shining. Oh, beautiful city.
Wow, that was mean. Okay, 10 cups of water. They said a tablespoon of salt. I didn't measure, but that's a great start for sure. Now we're gonna quarter our tomatoes. Here's the thing. If you can read and somewhat use a knife and cooking things, you could also use HelloFresh. It's pretty basic. They really take out all the hard parts for you. You don't gotta go shopping. You don't have to even really think about a menu. You just have to pick what you want to eat.
The week before.
Yeah, you just gotta also make sure that you pick it in time. You don't miss it. But even then, they'll pick meals for you, and that's okay too. So what did they say? Quarter the tomatoes. So kind of gonna get saucy, I would say. So let's get a bowl to put those in as we prep them. And yeah, oh, we didn't get any feta cheese today, but at least they subbed it with goat cheese. I did pick another recipe for next week that had feta, so let's see what happens. So this is a farmer's market meal that I picked from their list today. So that's why it has these heirloom tomatoes as well as the corn on the cob, not just corn kernels. So far so nice, and even like when we were unpacking all the proteins yesterday, the shrimp looked amazing.
Actually lost.
Nice. The guys are doing crazy things. It's not distracting at all. Tomatoes, quartered. Dry off our hands. What's next? Next they say drain, rinse, and pat the shrimp dry. Put the shrimp in a bowl with a little oil and then our zesty garlic spice blend. So they're gonna marinate next. And then they also say to soak the skewers in water for a little bit of time. And that's a great suggestion. What that's gonna help with is your skewers from, let's say, splintering would be the best word. Where if the wood is too dry and sometimes you'll skewer on meat or veggies and little pieces of the wood will splinter off. That's a little bit dangerous to have going on there. So if we soak the wood, that will help it splinter as well when we go to grill. With the wood being wet, the skewers aren't just gonna burn up over the high heat as it cooks, right? So all good reasons to soak them. Usually I just stand them up in a cup and then pour water.
Success.
Where was it? Where was the remote even?
Hiding with a lighter deep in the bowels.
Wow. Slam. I love using a knife to cut out plastic packages. Is it satisfying than scissors? I mean, I do love my kitchen shears, but sometimes I don't feel like turning around and grabbing them and my knife's right in front of me. Why is that funny? It's just being honest. Okay, here's our shrimpy packs. Look at this. We got 2 packs because we're cooking 4 portions today. This is how it comes. Peeled and deveined. 10 to 12 shrimp per bag, so you can say there's gonna be about 5 to 6 per meal portion. It's a little bit frosty still because all of your proteins come in frozen, but as soon as we pour a bit of water on this in the bowl, all of the frost is gonna rinse off. I'm not worried. So we'll do that, get some oil in the bowl, and then get them marinating. Shrimpies, and yeah, they look nice. When they say jumbo shrimp, they're not lying. So this is where I'll come in with my kitchen shears. I don't want to use my knife. 'Tis the moment. Also always good to rinse your shrimp. Sometimes there's little shell pieces kicking around on there that can be crunchy when you go to cook and eat it. I will say, guys, I was inspired yesterday from our farmers market streams. I was looking this morning at all the different markets that we have around, and then their like cost per week of being a vendor at the market. I said to Sam, maybe I'll start organizing, and then in the spring I'll start a pie adventure at the market. It's interesting though, like some of the markets you're allowed to prep the food at home. Other ones you have to prep it at a like certified kitchen by the province. Some you only need a 1 million liability insurance. Others you need 2 million liability for insurance. But for the most part, it was about $50 per week to book a table for like from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. for a day. So as long as you sold that amount, I guess, and paid for it, you're good. But like you want to make a little bit of profit too, right? Your farmer's market yesterday had someone selling homemade tortillas, right? You only have to do one thing really well. That's it. So I was thinking, well, pies. Everyone likes pie, and it's better to make pies like in the spring, summer, fall. Not as much pie things in the winter. And then at least you could use all the fresh produce too during the spring, summer, and fall to make the pies. That's interesting, Kermit. You want to go to the farmer's market near you, but it's only open during the middle of the week. Whereas like here, they're mostly all on the weekends. There's a couple that are during the week on like a Wednesday or Thursday, but that's a rare occurrence. Okay, shrimps are oiled a little bit to help this spice mixture sit on there. So this is quite a bit just in the one package. We'll start with this. We can always add more if we feel like it's not coated enough, but I'd hate to make it too salty. So definitely use your own judgment. Looks like sort of like a spiced lemon pepper seasoning. They called it zesty garlic seasoning. Greek? Are you actually retired, Greek? I thought you were just joking. They have a couple markets on the weekends, but you don't want to drive that far, right? That's so fair. Yeah, the market that we went to yesterday, I don't often go to that one. Number one, it's really far from the house for us compared to a lot of the other ones. And number two, I don't need to go to a market that big when the one I go to already has everything I need. I don't need to be around that many humans all the time. That's the best, Greek. That's what we're trying to work towards, too. Pay off your debts. And then you have freedom to pretty much do whatever you want. Guys, I don't think we're gonna add another spice bag to this. Maybe let's let it sit a couple moments and then decide in a bit. But that one mixture of spices, I think that's enough on the shrimp. They do say to season with some salt, but I think we'll do that when we cook it and grill them instead. We'll season as we cook them. So I'll save that. Okay, and then they do say to skewer the shrimp next. But I think I'm gonna wait to do that. Let the marinade soak in a little bit more altogether. Actually, I'm reading this wrong. I went one boom. I'm like going top to bottom where I should go across first. Okay, we have to toast some pine nuts next. Just in a pan on the stove top, 3 to 4 minutes, medium heat. So that's these. And this is an ingredient in pesto. Pretty expensive too, so that's really nice that they sent that many pine nuts. Let's go over there. Cookie, thank you very much for the 111 bitlies. Evening it up, that's a really good looking number. Okay, let's just move our pasta water over for this moment. Get our skillet. Pop that onto some medium heat, and we could put the pine nuts right into there. So the corn that's on the cob, we don't take that corn off of the cob. It just gets boiled as the whole cob. I thought maybe we cut the kernels off of it and then just mix it into the pasta. Odding it up. I guess, yeah, the number is odd, but the percentage is even. Right, Bonk? Like, how much even was that bag of pine nuts? That was probably like $5 worth of pine nuts right there. Wild. Okay, while we're waiting on these, I'm gonna go grab our grill pan that we're gonna need for the shrimps and the corn. Oh, guys, we had some of the farmer's market potatoes this morning for breakfast. Very good. So that's what we'll use today. And then while we're waiting, I'm going to turn this water pot on for the tortellinis. Let's flatten this out a little bit more. And then these pine nuts will get a little bit fragrant when they start to toast. Like they said, just watch for it to turn golden brown. What do we do with these after? Just gonna start reading down here. Oh, sorry. Okay, so we grill the corn and then we cut the kernels off the cob. Very nice. And then it goes into the pasta. So at the end, we add the corn kernels, tomato, cheese, pesto, and the tortellini all together. Yum. And then you top it with the pine nuts, shrimp, and some torn basil. So the pine nuts are a garnish. I'll probably give them a little chop if that's the case. Some people find pine nuts quite a strong flavor, so it can be overwhelming if you leave them whole or put too much. I'm gonna open up our basil while we're waiting. Oh, for sure, Greek. Set yourself up so you can just live off of the land. You're good to go. We got a lot of basil to use. That's amazing. Okay, we're gonna give these a toss. They've been sitting in there for a little bit now. See what's happening. A little bit of oil came out. Not too much browning yet. We have to reserve some of the pasta water. Half a cup, guys. So get that cup measure out. In the winter, you can do a greenhouse Greek, yes. What do we see? A lot of Canadians build the geodesic domes. Okay, so first, once the tortellini's cooked, we put 1 packet of this pesto with the pasta water, toss that all together to make it saucy. And then later on, we toss the rest of everything else in there. Whoa, the pine nuts are getting oily. Oh yeah, they're toasting up for sure now. Okay, probably get away. Turning this really low or even off. You don't want to burn them, like that one might be a little too dark almost. The more evenly you toast it, the better it will taste. Then we'll just pour those right onto the cutting board so they can cool, and then we'll give them a chop. I usually like to toast my nuts in the oven. I feel like you have a little bit more control over the heat that way versus just a frying pan. But doing it in the frying pan is really nice and quick. You always forget to look at them right, because they don't really like make any noises when they're toasting. They don't get super fragrant either. It kind of smells like popcorn. I'ma press this real quick for anyone that just came in. They're almost done, and this handle is getting hotter and hotter. The hot cloth. I haven't had pine nuts in years. Like many, many years. This is a nice treat. Do a couple more seconds and then that'll be good. Then we'll switch back to the pasta pot, get that heat in, and come back and skewer our shrimps. All right. Toasted pine nuts, golden brown, not too dark. Pour out our little pile. Switch this back over for us to keep heating up. It's okay, I think, if we cook the tortellini a little bit early. At least that's what it says in the recipe. So I said okay. You love making pesto. Best meal you've ever made was pine nut pesto with basil you grew inside, 3 plants. Only pick the really young leaves. Whoa. I've never done that. Now I'm wondering. Okay, so our toasted pine nuts are gonna cool. While we're waiting, come back to this. So our marinated shrimp, and then we've been soaking our skewers in water. And how do they do this? It just says thread the shrimp onto the skewers. And guys, what do we feel? They never said to take the tail off of the shrimp or anything, but I feel like we should as we do this. It'll just be easier to eat the pasta all together. So then I'm gonna go through the thick side first. And then as they say, like kind of thread it. So slowly push the shrimp on. The tail might not go through all the way. A little bit of a method to this madness. Looks like we'll maybe get 2 shrimp per skewer. 3 ice trays of pesto cubes with lemon basil. Guys, you got good stuff in your house. Yeah, that's working really good. I was just gonna leave them in the bowl as we do this. Gabe, do you think HelloFresh is worth the price compared to your grocery store? I would say yes. Now, they're very comparable prices to, at least here in Canada, the prices that we're paying for groceries at our regular store.
With the 23 meals, 100%.
And yeah, if you guys took advantage of their offer that they're sharing with us, the 20 free meals, and then as well they're offering free breakfast right now, so you can pick 1 thing a week. A lot of the meals, if you guys want to know and like haven't checked out their site online, a lot of the meals will come with the protein added in. But then some of the like fancier ones, like this one today, we paid a little bit extra. But I felt like it was worth it to pay for like the heirloom tomatoes and then the jumbo shrimp and the corn on the cob, which I wasn't even able to find at the store this week. So definitely comparable. And like I would say, especially probably for people that eat a lot of like processed foods and want to start to get away from that, this would be a great way to do that. Because this way you get whole foods with most of the work already done for you, and then it just takes you, I would say max an hour to cook the meal and clean up. Can't go wrong with that on a weeknight. Right, Gabe. I was thinking the same. Like, I used it a while ago too, but the economy has totally changed since that last time. So I'm very thankful to be able to share this with you guys, because any time that we can save on food, that's the best. People helping people, right? So I'm just detailing these as I'm skewering them. So we're gonna grill the corn first, and then we will cook all of the shrimp basically at the end, right before we're ready to eat. What spices did we use for the shrimp, Kermit? They provided a spice blend for the shrimp. So they send little packages of spice mixes that they make. It was called a zesty garlic, I believe. You give me a sec. I have some extras of it. I'll go and show you. It looks so good. Smells really good too. Kind of like lemon pepper with chili flakes and garlic is what I'm getting. Do we have enough skewers, guys? That's the question. These shrimp really are jumbo. I know, I wish the code worked in the States too, guys. I keep asking And they say it's only for Canada. But I'm gonna ask again just one more time with my rep to make sure he understood my question right. But I believe it's just for the country that I reside in. Just zoning into this. It's a little bit of a challenge to keep it straight, I will say, if you've never done this before. They're really big, right? If we think about like a tempura shrimp, the long style ones that are super good, they're almost this big. Oh my gosh, do we have enough skewers? I think we just don't have enough. So we'll have to cook a couple of shrimpies not skewered. Maybe those will be the chef snacks. Hello. Hello, welcome Gearbox man. How are you doing this Sunday? Thank you very much for the resub today. 28 months in a row, my people. Okay, last skewer. You're doing great, awesome. I'm currently in Shrimpland, but we're making our way through this wonderful stream that is sponsored by HelloFresh. If you're in Canada or have any Canadian friends or family, let's say even, feel free to use or share the code with them. Save them money on food. Ah! The shrimps are jumping around. I'm also trying not to drip on my cutting board. The shrimpy juices. Okay. One. There was 2 shrimps that didn't have a skewer, that's it. So we needed 1 more. Dang. We're just gonna leave those tails in there for now. So shrimps are all skewered, ready to cook. Put those over by the stove top. And then with my one clean hand, show you guys what the spice mix was. So zesty garlic blend. And they don't tell you what they put inside of it. Chef's secret. Let's wipe off the board. Soapy sponge first. Okay, next, we can chop up our pine nuts. And then I think we're getting the grill pan on for the corn. Can also reference our little prep list. You guys can see how I've been checking it off. Threaded the shrimp onto the skewers. So this is a garnish for the pasta at the end with our torn basil. We're just gonna chop up the toasted pine nuts a touch. Guys, that is so much pine nuts. This is amazing. not gonna chop them too fine. I just didn't want them all whole still. It's okay if there's a few whole ones. Guys, what's everyone else getting up to today? I know we had a chill stream yesterday. Everyone's just like settling in to the fall time, end of summer. So many people keep saying it feels like summer's over. But then I was also reading last night online that in traditional Chinese medicine, summer actually ended this year on August 22nd. That makes sense. You got a pork butt on the Traeger? Nice. Okay, our tortellini water just came up. Do we want to cook it? I think it's actually a good time to cook the pasta. It's ready to go. You could just keep it warm in the pot. It's 103 degrees where you are. You don't feel fall. Maybe it's just a Canadian thing then. We don't even have 20 degrees Celsius today. At least not yet. I'm gonna turn that down just a little bit. I'm really steaming it up over here, hey? Is there directions on this? It just says cook thoroughly. Usually how I cook tortellini, dump it all in the pot. And when they start to float for a couple minutes, you're good. Just be careful that you don't splash. And then we'll give it a stir. Oh, they automatically floated, so I guess we can't calculate it with that. Anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes. That would be my timing for you guys. They say 2 to 3. So let's check them, I guess, after 2 minutes. And then they get tossed next. Once they're cooked with our pesto that they have portioned already for us, put that there. And then we also want half a cup of the cooking water from the pasta. So we'll toss that stuff all together, leave it in the bowl, and then get the grill pan on. A pesto puck. Those would be handy to freeze, and then you can just pop them out. Love it. White Dove, how's it going? Every time you hear pine nuts, your mind goes to making pesto. Seriously, every time, right? You made sweet heat fridge pickles, dinner rolls for your pulled pork Sammy. That's gonna be a really good meal, Gabe. We do want to stir these if you have a lot of them. It works so good, Luna. You could make so many different flavored little cooking things in the ice cube tray, right? Different herb oils, sauce bases. Turtles. That's a 2-minute timer. I don't think they're there yet. I'm gonna let them go a bit longer. And while I wait, I'm just going to go grab some nonstick spray for our grill pan. And get that set. Beautiful. Give this another stir-zy. Okay, I'm gonna scoop one out and check now. Don't burn your mouth when you try it. That's what I thought too, Gabe. Like for 4 people, that's a pretty good amount of tortellini they sent. It needs longer. Say 2 more minutes. Mmm. The cheese flavor inside of that though is really good. It's got some funk. Mmm. Like a little bit of garlicky flavor too. Yes, please. Scoop out this pasta water before we forget, and then drain it all and we don't have any. And the reason that you use the pasta water like this is because there's a little bit of starch from cooking the pasta in that water now, and will help to create a sauce that coats the noodles better with that starchy water. One more stir. There's no skimping on the pasta. That's so much. I love it.
Like pasta.
We like the pasta. What can we say? I have been craving this, guys. So this was too perfect. Okay. One more taste. They're all puffing up now. So usually that tells me that the pasta and the filling is heated. Mm-hmm. Okay. Off. I'm just gonna drain the water. Like this. Instead of straining it. What's the filling, Kermit? It's just a 3 cheese tortellini. So what did I read? Romano, Parmesan, and there was one other. You're inspired to eat the pasta. Thanks for the Prime Gaming sub, friend. I know you only get one, so thanks for using it here. Appreciate it. Okay, first we are gonna pour the water in. And then we are going to carefully open this up. It looks like it's a nice. It peeled really nice open. Sometimes it's so difficult. Scoop out the pesto. This is a good quality pesto, guys. I've used it before. They do use good quality stuff. Now we're gonna stir that up. I do have more pesto if I'm like, I think that's not enough. But I think we add more later when we add the rest of the veggies. This is just the initial mixing. gonna keep mixing it until it looks even. I think that's good now. No clumps of pesto around. That's how it looks. So now I'm just gonna pop the lid on that to keep it warm on the side. You could do this faster than I'm doing it. You could have used 2 burners, but since we're cooking it together, I just like to keep my camera here. So now we'll get the grill onto medium-high to heat, and then we can always turn it down a little bit. Just rinsing my hands, they got a bit greasy from the pesto. And then I think we'll also dress the corn, guys, to grill a bit, since that's how we're gonna cook it. As the pan heats up, I'm just gonna put these here for now, and we'll just give a little bit of oil rubbed around the outside of the corn. Just pick up the whole cob and then massage it around. That will help it to grill up really nice and even. And do I have to trim this? I think I gotta trim this one end. It's too long. It doesn't fit in the pan. What did they do to themselves? They got timed out. Were they trying to get us the best viewers on Twitch? Hey, excuse me, camera. Be good. Thank you. Okay, there we go. That fits. I even hear some sizzling already. Okay, while I'm waiting for those to cook, let's grab our pasta bowls. I think this will look really good in the black wok bowl. Do I have a fan that vents smoke? I do. I guess that is a fair question, because a lot of people don't. But I would say most places you go in Canada, that is like a mandatory thing in the cooking area. We call it a hood vent or a hood fan. What do you guys call it? I'm just pouring some cold water into this basil. It's looking a little bit wilty. In the States, you didn't have one for the last 10 years, but recently bought a house and now finally have one. I can't imagine like how greasy your house would get without having a fan to exhaust that. And also like how hot it would get in the house, not being able to exhaust the heat at all. Our shrimps are next, so we'll pop them up there. I don't know if we'll have to put a lid on this or anything like that for when we're grilling it. We might need some extra steam building up in here is what I'm thinking. A grill is a bit different than what a grill pan is. That's nuts. Yeah, like everywhere that we've rented, everywhere has a hood fan above the stove to cook with. But you're saying it's pretty rare in US cities. Wow. Ah! That is the sound of our people. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. And We put a little clear lid. Like that. Keep some of that steam in. I like it. Now we got stuff going. Check it in a few moments. Give it a flip. Okay, so some places will even have a fan and then they don't even vent it outside. It just blows the stuff around in the house. That's funny. Guys, I have a sneeze, 1 sec. Thank you. We're clear. Nice, okay. Do a really small flip. That one like barely has any grill marks, but it's still better than nothing. Most of that smoke, guys, is just the oil that I sprayed nonstick in there that's heating up and sealing the pan. Turn my fan a bit higher. That's why we put a lid on, so that it didn't hit us in the face. There's like a little piece of corn down here. Scooped it out. We're making popcorn, guys. We could actually easily make popcorn right now. You just pour the kernels in this, they'd start popping. You can also tell the corn's getting cooked as it turns more translucent. That's good that we're seeing that. The little steam drips. Watch as you come in there. It might pop in your face, right? Don't let it pop in your face. Let's also say this, guys. If no one had a grill, but you still wanted to make this meal, you could cook it all under the broiler, the corn and the shrimp, under that really high heat, and you would get something similar, but definitely not the same, right? Ray's World, that's what she said. Real original, bro. Been heard that joke since 1982. Okay, we're getting there. Can you hear it screaming? That's some of my favorites. It's true, we do like our bad jokes here, Ray. Even if it's bad, it still got a chuckle. It did. Even if it's bad. There's one thing I will say is once this corn comes off, this is going to be so nice and seasoned. The shrimp won't stick at all. Also gonna give this a little turn on an angle. See if it cooks a bit different that way. This one's almost done. I'm more working on the ends now. And then this corn's gonna get cut off of the cob and mixed into the pasta. An interesting meal how they came up with it. Just all the different steps that we have to do. Being a chef, I would try to streamline this a little bit more. But I think we could probably do that with every recipe.
Well, like you said, we could use the grill. We're not using a grill.
Yeah, right.
Like, is the grill going plus soap, sauce item going?
And like I said, I was only using one burner at a time. I could have used 2 at a time.
Right.
We're being slow and we're showing everyone every step of the way. I think angling it actually helped. I don't know why, but it's magic. I've even met some people that will like eat corn raw. It is really sweet if you get good corn raw, but I don't know how you would digest it. If weird stuff would happen in your tummy. But I'm definitely not gonna cook the corn when it goes mushy. It'll be nice and crunchy. Add some texture into the pasta. Keep that here. Keeps trying to roll around. Move that one that way. We're working on the ends more. I'm almost happy with that. And then what did we learn last week? We learned how to cut corn off of the cob all together. Some people have never done it before, so I'll show you how to do that. Starting to get some char smells. It's really good. Feeling how hot the handle on the pan is. Not too bad. Not too bad. There. So I think right away we'll go shrimp onto the grill pan after the corn comes off. And then as the shrimp is cooking, we can mix the pasta all together. Hassan, what are we cooking? This is the menu. And then if you want to look at the recipe to go with it, it's a grilled shrimp with pesto, cheese, tortellini, corn, tomatoes. A really nice, like, summery inspired dish. I think that corn cob is complete, guys. Really nice and dark all over, so I'll get rid of that. This one, I'm gonna keep one more moment. Sorry, someone was phoning me. Made my camera stop. And the lid fall over. How dare. No phone calls in the middle of stream. Tortellini, what is this? It is a pasta that's filled with 3 different types of cheeses. And hi, Scoots. How are you doing?
My favorite was still Vaughn when you were in the States. We had the crab for lobster shop. She's streaming, Sam.
Oh, yeah. You guys were freaking out. Okay, We skewered all of our shrimps and they're marinated in a zesty garlic seasoning. There is oil on there, so they shouldn't stick. It's probably gonna be a couple rounds of skewers. Flip this the other way, I think. Can we fit one more? Just. Now we have 4 more skewers after this. Starting to smell good in here. If HelloFresh doesn't give you enough pasta, is that limited tortellini? Annie. It's going good, Scoots. All of this food is really fresh. I'm very excited to see how this turns out. Good quality of everything, I would say. Okay, those aren't ready to flip just yet. So I think we will share this view like this now. I'm gonna cut the corn off of the cob while we're waiting. So I always just stand it up and then gently cut the kernels down. And yes, they will fall everywhere. That's just something that is known. Do your best. Yeah, you can use a sheet pan underneath or a plate, but I always feel like the knife hits it and gets in the way, so I just do this instead. Okay, shrimps, turning time it looks like. They're starting to turn pink underneath. I actually have to start on this end to turn with how I stacked them in here. But then I'm also thinking now to what the photo looks like for the recipe. I'm like, there's no way they could have skewered their shrimp because they're all curled up shrimpies in the photo. I don't know what to say.
Unless it is top sale.
Maybe. Okay, quickly get this other one done. And we will refresh our scrimpies. Mish is here. Oh god. Oh god. Corny. Very corny, very delicious. You guys in your bit wars. Thank you, Mish, for the one. I hope you had a good day. This one's being weird, this shrimpy. I don't know why. I feel like we gotta move it though. There. Okay, how do I want to move all this corn, guys? That's a lot of corn off of those just 2 cobs. Holy shit. It's like 4 cups of corn.
That's you.
I think we're just gonna do this. Did we make a brick of tortellini? A bit. Not really. They said to just toss it and put it aside, so I'm only following the directions. We're okay, we just had to fluff it. Yeah, what are you doing, Mish? Spending money? What do you think? Conserve your funds, guys, for September coming up. Say some of these scrimpies are complete. we're gonna put the lid back on this. We'll just put the shrimp onto a plate once it's done cooking. Because then we have to take it off of the skewers still to put it on the pasta. So the ones that are really nice and pink, we know we're good to take. Probably all of them. If you're unsure, you could always flip it back over to be safe. There is a limit, though, to rubbery shrimps. We know this. But those ones look really nice so far. Hurry! Stack them on! And then we have 2 extra that just did not fit on the skewers. I know. Okay, first we're gonna wipe all this corn back off. And then, guys, we're gonna open up this view and I'm gonna work on the pasta a little bit on this side. There. Hi, it's me. Hello. So from here, we're going to add another container of the pesto now that we're adding the corn and the tomatoes. Maybe we'll add the tomatoes at the same time. And then I'm gonna say with all these fresh veggies that we just added, we'll need some extra seasoning, like some salt and pepper in here. But yeah, this is still steaming, so it shouldn't be cold. I guess we could always put a little bit of heat on at the end if we feel like it cooled off too much from the veggies. And so this is kind of like a sauceless pasta. A very light version of a pasta. It looks like the shrimps cook more evenly without being skewered. How funny is that? There we go. It wasn't me, Mish. It was them. They told me to do it. I'm gonna add a bunch of oil to this because it needs it. Some salt and peppers. I also need our little goat cheese pack. So we're gonna put some of the goat cheese into this, mix it in. And then some of it we'll sprinkle on top with the pine nuts and the basil. I'm gonna just turn this on like a low heat just to get some heat back through. Mish, I can't say anything. But you guys can. At least, though, we can say they substituted the cheese. It's not like they just didn't send any cheese at all. They substituted with a cheese that is, I guess, similar in flavor to feta. No further comments from here on out. Let's put some pepper. This is a big old pot. Might need even more pesto. One thing we do still have to do is taste all this together. Let's give these another flipperoo. Looks like they need it to finish. It's a double flip on the shrimp. Mix our goat cheese and seasonings in because we're almost ready to plate. I guess the goat cheese makes it a little bit creamy compared to what the feta would have done. Nice. Okay, that's coming off. I'm gonna flip this one on that one side for a second. Same with that one, actually. It's a really thick area. I want to make sure it's all cooked through. It just wants to fall over anyways. Hold on, you crazy shrimp. And now I always take this really hot pan off of the burner because it'll just keep smoking. That's it, guys. I think we made it. One last view of our shrimp pile. What is going on? What did I turn around to? Do you know why chefs are such good friends with cricket players? They know how to plate and cricket players know how to bowl. Bonk is upset. Yeah, you should have put chess players. They know how to fork. I'm shaking my head. I am. Okay. One whole pile of grilled shrimps. That looks pretty dang good, I would say. Next up, turn that burner off now. I just had it on a little bit of heat for us. Get my trivet. Don't do it, Mish. Don't make the joke. Okay, so cheese tortellini, basil pesto, grilled corn, fresh heirloom tomatoes, goat cheese, salt and pepper. Mmm. I don't think I'm gonna add any more salt. I think that's good. One thing we do have to season though. Now I'll salt the shrimps first. I might have forgot to do that as we cook them. But we can do it now. Just a little sprinkle dink. I don't usually like to put too much salt in the marinade with shrimps, especially if you're gonna grill them. Then it draws out so much moisture and then they try to stick onto the grill when they get wet. I think for shrimp it's okay to season it after. And then these are our testers, actually. The ones that didn't fit on the skewer. Mmm. Yum. Even got some grill flavor, guys. That's a good seasoning they used. Mish. It's time for feta. Oh, wait. Don't at me. Okay, let's make our 2 portions. Can I fit all this even on the stream? We'll do that with the logo. My trivet fell off the board. There we go. Okay, so we're gonna put our pasta in the bottom of the bowl. I would have preferred this a little bit more saucy in my mind, but as we know, recipes are just guidelines. So maybe I could say if I was gonna make this again, I would do a couple things different. Trying to get like an equal amount of the tomatoes, corn, and pasta as I scoop too. Okay. Those are nice and filled out. Looks like a good recipe. It is, Scoots. It is. I just would like it maybe a bit more saucy if I'm being very particular. I'm gonna garnish this before we put the shrimps on. So this is toasted pine nuts. And we did have to toast them ourselves. Just a nice coating on the top. You don't gotta go crazy with them. Let's do next our goat cheese crumbles. This was substituted instead of feta cheese this week. They had some issues sourcing the feta cheese, but at least they gave us something else. It's better than no cheese. But I saved some of those for the other portions too. And then let's put our shrimp on and then we'll do the torn basil. Is like very bright. There we go. I'm probably just gonna pick these off with my hands, if that's possible, and then just lay them all out. So they said 5 or 6 shrimps per portion. Keep that in mind as you divvy everything up. That's what I'm thinking, Mish. It's a good summery dish where you have the option to eat this pasta almost more like a pasta salad cold. And really refreshing. Okay, that's what we have left for the shrimps. Washing my hands, and then it's basil time. We went to Sam's, a whole freezer area was out, so you got you got no seafood or frozen fruit and veg. I've noticed that recently, even here in a lot of the grocery stores. All of their coolers and stuff are like starting to break in their freezers. I just put our basil in some water so it didn't go wilty on us for the garnish. And now it says to just tear some fresh basil leaves. tear it as big or small as you want. When you see pasta and cherry tomatoes, you get trauma flashbacks. When your brother-in-law tried to make you the viral TikTok, the cherry tomato and feta pasta, is that the one? Why, wasn't it good? I made it on stream before. I liked it. Sam didn't love it. I remember that. But I thought for what it was pretty good. Okay guys, we're just gonna take a photo. And we are ready to try this all together. One thing I do like to do when we have sponsored HelloFresh streams is at the end of the day, when we're done plating, it's smart to reference the photo and the recipe one more time. So this is what I was saying, is they told us to skewer the shrimp so they went really long. But if we look at this, you could say there was no way that they skewered the shrimp because they look so perfect and round still. They like match the size of the tortellini. But other than that, I would say it looks pretty good. We have the option to add more pesto if we want. They gave us lots and that's it. Sambo, you gonna come and try? Maybe it's the type of shrimp they used in the picture. Oh, true, right? Because if we look at the tortellini, the shrimp was like the size of the tortellini. But then if we left these ones curled, they're like twice the size of the tortellini. Scoots. So smart. Okay, first things first. Get a bite. Tortle, corn, tomato, basil, pine nut, some goat cheese. Ah! We'll go with that one first, that fell off. Mmm. Fresh basil bite? Yes. With the pine nut, it's almost like a deconstructed pesto with the pesto. The shrimps are good, hey? I don't mind the goat cheese with it either. Actually really good with the corn and creamy. Very, very flavorful though. All things considering, like this is really good, guys. And yeah, they always share the recipe online, which is what I love. So if you guys want to make this for yourself, you can do that. They give you all the ingredient amounts. Go shop for it all. We needed it. Guys, Sambo said we needed it. I don't like that view because it cuts your head off. Honestly, even if you poured like some broth, if you made this brothy, that would be delicious. With the shrimp and the pasta. Amo says no. I'm happy with that one. Farmer's market meal. Would you guys make this or pick this type of meal from my meal delivery kit? Ooh, just had a tangy goat cheese bite. Oh, really, Mish? See, we're still learning about each other.
Do the same spice thing for chicken.
Chicken or salmon?
Pork.
pork, yeah. Kermit says, yeah.
Tofu if you feel.
Seafood and pesto is always good. And what's our timing? See? Under 2 hours. That's what I said too, Bonk. The fact that we have access to this good of ingredients, and we can say that everything was really nice and fresh too. I'm impressed. And then one of the bonus parts that I always like, oh, it's really wet, is sometimes they give you like a little bit extra of the spice packs and stuff. So then I just save that.
Oh shit.
Oh no. Like I have 3 more of these now. Gonna save them. Use them up for something else another time. It did not say where the shrimp is sourced, and that is one thing. They don't tell you where the proteins and anything else is sourced from. If you are someone that's a little bit particular of where your food comes from, that might throw you off a bit. That's really it though. Sam was finishing it up. The corn's really tasty, hey? It just said jumbo shrimp. Excuse me. Belch of approval for the chef. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. And now we have 4 more meals to cook this week. Maybe Sambo will cook one for me. We'll see what he thinks of it. Wait, which one would you pick? The pork chop one? Or burgers or quesadillas? It's a hard pick. No. He just says no altogether.
Pork chops.
Pork chopos? Hey friends. I'm looking. Who's streaming? Who we're gonna go raid? What? It was there. We were on the view. It's good. After eating a Costco hot dog and pizza slice, I'm mad jealous of what y'all got here. Thanks to HelloFresh.
Yep. Yeah, hot dog pizza slice today too.
Did you have a pizza too?
No.
Sam went to Costco. We needed an emergency toilet paper run.
That's why
It just sounds funny. But
That's
he
not
went
even
for
half the
that and
pasta?
some ice cream. No, I know. Guys, we both just ate. And this is how much of the pot is still
You
full.
need a bowl of pasta? Queen? You need a bowl of pasta?
There's so much food left.
Can't do it.
A soupy poopy? No, we're just running out of toilet paper and it was time to go get it.
Soupy poopy.
Not that emergency, but I guess when I say it like that, that's what you guys think. Please.
And we needed ice cream.
Yeah, we needed ice cream for the pie mostly. Everything else was just extra. Who do we got streaming today? Who are we gonna raid? Look at his
I'm
face!
so happy.
Look at Sam's face in the thumbnail for the stream. Code brown, baby. Not here. Guys,
Good
please.
job.
Thank
That
you.
was a good meal pick.
It was a good meal pick. Okay, I scrolled through the food section. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. I mean, this is our Sunday thing, right? If I say it, we're gonna go raid Chef Steve. probably just gonna roll with that. That's our thing. I like it. It works good. Okay, guys. We'll be back again streaming next Friday, 11 a.m. Pacific, with more tasty, delicious things. We also did discover it in the downtown farmers market that is nearby. Maybe we'll stream from there on Saturday. I haven't decided yet. But there would be a lot more options to walk around after at that market. So we'll see. Stay tuned in Discord, guys. I'll let you know what the schedule is coming up. Hope you guys have a good week at work as well. Don't say bye yet. I didn't say bye. Okay, we're gonna go see Steve. For those of you who don't know him, he is a fellow food and drink streamer, a chef. It's in his name. And he actually runs his own food truck. More Than Pasta, it's called. Let's go see what he's making today. It's always fun. He's usually prepping on Sundays, so a little bit of behind the scenes. And I'm gonna post this up one more time for any Canadians that are in here watching the stream. We are sponsored by HelloFresh this month. So if you want to save money on your food and save time prepping, use my code KATE20 for 20 free meals plus free shipping on, I believe it's up to 6 boxes. So they divided a little bit. Love it. Okay, if you guys have any more questions, let me know in Discord. That is the best place to find me when I'm not streaming. Love y'all. Stay safe out there. And I hope to see you next time. Bye.
Bye.